And in Florida, opening arguments today in the trial of a defendant the FBI calls a first-of-a-kind serial killer. The accused is a woman. Correspondent Juan Vasquez reports from Central Florida on the case of the alleged damsel of death.
On Monday, Aileen Wuornos was convicted of killing a 51-year-old businessman. She has admitted to killing 7 men who she says picked her up as a prostitute. But she maintains she killed all the men in self-defense.
One of the country's first female serial killers, Aileen Wuornos, is to be executed this morning.
When you see women like Aileen Wuornos on television and 95% of the world sees them a certain way, I was sure that the fact that she broke my heart was personal and that no one else would ever see it.
Everything that I've ever seen on her, it's just the surface. And from the time that she was arrested, nobody knew where this woman came from. And whenever she was photographed, you know, it was like these images of her with these big eyes. And it looked like she was trying to choke herself, and all she was trying to do was, you know, throw her hair back. Something so innocent turned so cruel and vicious looking.
Monster is the story of a person crossing from one side to the other, from good to evil. It's about this last attempt to get love, which ended up culminating in this string of murders.
I felt extremely responsible to be very clear about the fact that she did some horrible things, and she knew that she did some horrible things, and not tell the story of a glorified serial killer, but rather to service the greater truth, which I saw.
All right, here we go. Pictures up, guys. Ready, ready. Everybody, please. And action.
I wanted to just get a sense for what she must have gone through. I wanted to hear her speak. Patty and I, we took this little road trip, and we got completely lost, you know, trying to drive down to Daytona to see where, you know, Aileen had spent some of her time. We were just talking, just yapping away constantly.
We started talking to the people who were there, walked into her apartment, into the bar, over to the river where she, like, there it is, you know, like where you've been living in your head, and there's no production design, you walk in. Charlize and I read letters. This was incredible. Charlize and I read letters about a lot of the scenes that are in the film that nobody have ever read.
Patty corresponded with Dawn for a really long time, who was Eileen's high school friend from Michigan, and wrote letters to her for 11 years while she was on death row every day.
So what do you think of Charlize playing Aileen?
Pretty good, now that you guys talk about the teeth and all that stuff. I feel much better that she read and got into her heart.
Aileen, in the last years of her life, would write these long kind of memories about things that had happened, some of which were from her childhood, which was just heartbreaking in context. This is the honesty no one ever got to hear.
And you've evolved a bit.
This is the fun stuff.
What is this?
Just so you know, you're gonna get a little toxic high while you're in here.
Sweet.
She really did come to me from the outside in, because I had all these images of her, of what she looked like, that you know, they're very strong images. You've never made me feel more beautiful in my life. It all is part of the recipe. I'm wearing a layer of sealer skin all over my face to give my skin a certain texture, and the makeup and the hair, and watching her as much as I could, learning to speak in her rhythms and her dialect, and all those tiny little things make up the big picture, and they all help me as an actor. Just the story by itself was a frightening one to tell, and I've never been so scared in my entire life.
All of a sudden, these moments would happen when Aileen Wuornos was looking out of the camera, and this truth was flowing out of her that punched me in the stomach like the real story did, which took me to places I never expected.
Great.
The hope that this human being had, and the need for love, all of the hours you spend sitting and writing, trying to find that and put words on that, and it happens in a look, it happens in an expression, and you see this girl skating and wanting so bad this like antiquated kind of romance.
You think I can get you a house on the beach?
What else you want?
It's a love story. This is not the diaries of a serial killer. This is really somebody's journey in finding light in the darkest room you can possibly imagine. She found this little sliver of light and ran with it.
Can I touch your face? Sure.
I think Selby's like these people that I've known in my life who really can't deal with anything. They're really weak human beings. And they want so badly for their lives to be better, but at the same time, they're not willing to be proactive to make their lives better. But if someone comes along and is gonna promise something, they're like, oh yeah, sure.
Oh my God.
It's such an odd couple to begin with. For Selby to know who Aileen is and what Aileen has experienced, and to see past all of that and to who she is as a person, as a human being, I think was, to me, such a touching thing because it just happens so rarely.
I met a friend.
Really? Good for you. Hope it's not some asshole like the last guy who almost trampled you half to death.
No, he's real nice, you know?
What Patty Jenkins does, she shot it where it happened. So we have extras on the set every day that were there, that maybe made out with her, that maybe gave her drugs, but that knew her.
We were deeply involved in trying to find this look and this place and this thing and the subtleties of that. It's all 7-Eleven, convenience stores, gas stations, you know, freeways. It's not quaint at all, and it's not sweeping, lush Florida. This was literally walking into my movie. I walked into the last resort. Yeah, here it is. This is Eileen's break. Here at the last resort.
I attended bar here for about 8 years, and I was here when they arrested her. I was here when she first come in with her girlfriend.
What up, man? Here's my girlfriend.
There's just one too many crosses going on for me, so I think we need to split the difference.
What up, chick?
She just kind of felt comfortable wherever she could come in here because we don't judge nobody. So everybody came in here, and she acted just like anybody else you'd give a few beers to. She came in, she behaved herself, and it just so happened she got caught here.
Here we go. Pictures up.
I cannot even imagine doing this film any other way but with Patty.
Charlize, if you back up even a little more, I can see it in the mirror too.
And I wouldn't have been able to do anything that I have been able to do if she wasn't around. And also just her belief right from the beginning. It's amazing when somebody actually believes in you that much, how unbelievably fearless you'll become.
And cut.
I think Patty went to a place where very few writers will be willing to go. You just know it when you read her material. You know that this woman went to where she had to go to really understand what Aileen Wuornos went through.
Here we go. All right. Number one. Chassis, we're going to just sit up a second. We'll show.
We're rolling! Quiet, please! Thank you!
Because there's a whole lot more going on, and you need to know. I'm sorry.
No, I don't want to hear this, Lee.
But you need to.
We can be as different as we want to be, but you can't kill people.
Says who? I'm good with the Lord. I'm fine with him.
It's not about fake teeth. It's not about, gaining 30 pounds. It's not about wearing contact lenses. After a while, you don't think of it. You try not to think about it. It's almost like dancing. You don't go on stage thinking about the steps. You have to get to a place where it just kind of happens.
It's literally like she's channeling Aileen at moments.
There's my wallet. Just
where suddenly this other, entirely different human being shows up on set and starts doing things, and, you know, like she'll shut down, and then it takes the life out of her.
You don't have to do this.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
And then she'll walk away, just dragged down into this person's reality.
Good. Cut. That's a wrap, guys. Thank you, everybody. Excellent day.
I even said to Patty when we started shooting, you know, usually you show up.
Hey, everybody, thank you so much.
And you know you have those 3 specific scenes. Those 3 scenes that will come up that are your hard scenes. And in this case, it was like every scene was that scene. It was like the marathon of hard scenes.
I will. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Good job, baby.
All her actions came from desperation. You push buttons for that long, you push somebody for that long, and you press them down, and then you're shocked to hear that they have done something.
There are so many of those moments that you didn't get to see about someone like Aileen. You only see the outbursts. You don't get to see the raw hope that gets crushed, that unleashes that. They were just 2 people trying to survive with all of these other things going on, and of course they loved each other, and of course there were private moments, and of course Aileen had all of these hopes and dreams of getting away, you know, of surviving and living in something different.
Listen to me. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Give me a week. You'll never meet someone like me again.
When these people get abused as children and bad things happen to them, they get discarded.
Thank you, Judge. And may you rot in hell.
That's it. There's no prize. You don't, very few people become stronger. You become damaged.
Sending a raped woman to death!
And that damage then spreads throughout everything. And then that damage becomes so extreme that you are capable of doing horrible things.
And you're a bunch of scum, that's what you are!
Charlize and I, in Michigan, after going through all of her letters and spending all this time with her closest friend and hearing all of these stories and getting in the car, having this really emotional moment where she was sort of saying, like, the truth is so broad.
You know, you start out going, you know, you want to get it right. You want to get the story right, and then you realize that it's impossible because there's so much that happens in one person's life.
And sort of joining forces together and saying together, we just have to say what we see. Like, we can't think about that. All I know is that this is the truth that we see. Just show what we see. And if it affected us when we saw it, that's the best we can do. I have no sense outside of that. I'm sure that some people will be horrified and some people will be moved. And beyond that, the only thing that I can hope to do is show what you learn about this person when you look harder, because most people never do look harder.